time to have a heart-to-heart someday.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
don't you dare get killed, Enji Todoroki!
Tell us where your friends are!
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my beautiful wife Montana and this is Hogarth.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 5, Episode 2 of My Hero Academia, Vestiges. Ooh.
What do you think that
That's
means?
cool. Well, vestiges are things that are left over after when things change. The things that are left over that no longer play an active role but remain because there's no reason for them to go away. Oh, there are so many things that could refer to. I'm going to guess it has to do with previous One for All users and things that they did that passed down beyond just the power.
Interesting. We'll have to see what that could be about. And if you're excited for Season 5 of My Hero Academia, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe down below for episodes coming every Friday and Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes right now, they're all posted to Patreon in their extended full-length forms. But are we excited for episode 2 of Season 5 of My Hero Academia?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Listen up, Dunderheads! This video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
He doesn't look like he's getting better.
I mean, it's been probably like half a day.
Oh, right.
Well, I wasn't expecting to find you here.
The League of Villains. Dabi. You killed Snatch. He was a good hero.
Snatch, huh? That doesn't
The sand
ring a
hero
bell.
guy.
Why don't we forget about him and have a friendly chat? Who knows when we'll get another chance?
You can't fight like this. Just recover your strength for now. I'll take care of this guy. I only have small feathers left, but I should be able to buy us some time.
Oh, no need.
His little wings are so
The
sad.
only reason I'm here is to retrieve my fallen Nomu. I mean, no way I can win this fight, right? Unless the top two heroes were bloodied and beaten already!
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Saw the news and hopped over! Patchwork, you're part of the league, huh? I'll kick your butt!
Man, and things were just getting good. Do it, Uchiko. See you later, number one. I'm sure we'll have time to have a heart-to-heart someday. I look forward to it. Until then, try not to disappoint.
He's leaving.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
don't you dare get killed, Enji Todoroki!
Tell us where your friends are! Vanished. It's the same way they bounced out of Camino that day.
Whatever.
Isn't she so cool?
She is
We
very
managed
cool.
to stop that juiced up Nomu.
Idiot. This is just the beginning.
That wasn't how you said things would play out.
Oh, is that a fact?
I preferred if you and I got along better, Dabi.
Thought you only had small feathers left after that battle.
If I'm going to meet a liar in a secret location, I'm not coming unarmed. The fight was
He's
supposed
in
to go down
charge?
at a warehouse tomorrow. Instead, you unleashed a Nomu in the middle of the city, one on a totally different level than the others we faced. If we're going to trust each other, you have to keep me up to date.
I guess I had a sudden change of heart. But I did give you advance warning I wanted to test the new Nomu in the field. Besides, you're not without blame yourself. You said you'd bring a random pro along. I didn't expect a #1 hero. Now that's not very fair.
That's
These
kind of
gave
fucked
Endeavor
up.
severe injuries. I figured you'd be thrilled to give him such a workout. I did what you asked of me. You're the only one who broke a promise here.
Think of it as me testing our pet pro to see if I can actually trust his word. I couldn't help but notice you saved a couple
A
of
pet
bystanders.
pro?
You came to us saying you sympathize with our cause, yet you fought so hard today.
I'm no good to you if the hero community loses its faith in my work. The more they trust me, the more intel I'll be able to collect on them. You know that, unless you're incapable of thinking long term. Everything I do is in the name of advancing the League. Got it?
Sure. Say that all you want, but I can't let you see the boss yet. I'll be in touch, partner.
Wow.
We need you to infiltrate the League of Villains.
You're gonna have to explain, because that sounds crazy. Aren't you forming a search team to find them? Like with Gran Torino and the others?
Where did you hear about that?
We need your assistance. It's vital, Hawks. You've just proven how sharp your eyes and ears are.
At the Camino battle, we had to consider the safety of the kidnapping victims, so we rushed the operation and didn't gather enough intel. We misread their strength. To truly stamp out these dark organizations, we need more information, especially about that bioengineered human. Was that thing made using just All for One's power? If we don't learn everything we can about the League, then we'll just keep making the same mistakes.
So you want me to get close to them, but expect me to sit back and ignore all the harm they cause?
We're asking you because we think you're someone who can ignore it. You're indifferent to prestige and fame, and you have your eyes fixed on your long-term goal. We think there's no one more suitable than you.
I'm sorry, Endeavor. Really. I am.
So what do you make of that whole situation?
Okay. So, oh wait, he's like a double agent.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, that whole scene, he went, we need you to go infiltrate the League of Villains.
I thought that was happening after the fact. And I was like, wow, that's convenient.
No, that was prior.
Okay. I see. Okay, so that was kind of a miscalculation that Endeavor got so damaged in that fight, right?
Like a miscalculation on Hawks' part?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dabi released a stronger Nomu, and also at a different time than Hawks thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
So they're not exactly on the same page.
Yeah.
Because he was saying we need to know if we can trust our new hero pet.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Keep an eye on Hawks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming no one else knows that he's doing undercover work, because that's kind of an important part of undercover work. But I wonder if people are noticing any differences, because like the things that you need to do to get a crime ring to trust you, and the things that you would do if you were betraying your heroes and trying to join a crime ring, it's the same thing. And like everyone around him is trained in spotting weird shit like that. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go.
Oh, that was Snatch, the sand guy, right?
Have you ever thought about the families of those you murdered in cold blood?
I'm not even going to think about you, he said.
I've thought about it so much, it's driven me insane.
Isn't this great? You only had to stay in there for 2 days. Bonus, your left eye's still working, which is honestly surprising. I'm sorry. This was all my fault.
Don't flatter yourself. My injuries are my own responsibility.
Oh man, can I borrow that line the next time I get the crap beat out of me?
Focus on what's important. That Nomu came straight for us, as if it knew where we were, the exact moment we were talking about it. An odd coincidence, wouldn't you say?
The two new top heroes walking around together in broad daylight? We just drew too much attention and they decided to take a swipe at us.
You're doing that again right now.
I made a scene while we were on the streets just so I can make this flimsy excuse. I was thinking, it's possible that the Nomu rumors themselves are being used as bait to catch heroes. I think we should contact the team searching for the League and get more info.
You should be more careful. If you plan to keep investigating this, you're going to need someone to back you up. A hero who can stop a Nomu like that.
Aw, and you care about
And
me
that's
so
not
much, you'll be
him?
my bodyguard. That's so nice.
I'll incinerate you!
Once my feathers grow back, I can start patrolling again. It'll probably take another day or so. Can't wait.
Okay. So it takes a while in between fights.
Takes like,
Possibly.
well, if he burns all of his feathers, it takes like 4 or 5 days to get them all back.
Right, so if he were in a big fight and used all of his feathers, he would be out of commission for...
If he burned them all, yeah. That's just a pretty rare circumstance. Like typically you would like hit them and then bring them back, but like burning is a pretty efficient way to get rid of his feathers.
Okay.
And what about you, huh? Taking some R&R, big guy?
Possibly.
Okay, catch you later then.
Didn't even look.
R&R seems off-brand for him.
Is this absolutely necessary?
This is a proposition. By going after the League of Villains from both the inside and the outside, we can cut off their retreat and box them in.
Really? Huh. You're calling it a proposition even though you know I can't possibly refuse you. Well, that's a laugh.
I won't try to deny that. You're not wrong there. We got lucky you weren't able to make it to the fight in Camino.
A kid? You mean a child saved everyone?
That accident was terrible. I can't believe it.
Find the child who saved all those people. Immediately.
This boy has a natural gift. He should become a hero. Please, allow us to support your family while we help him reach his potential.
So he's always really liked Endeavor?
Yep.
A secret
He's
investigation
an Endeavor
into the
fan.
League.
That's cute.
If getting my hands dirty will help everyone else rest easy, then I gladly take on the task. My name is Hawks. A man too fast for my own good. I want to live in a world where heroes have too much time on their hands. And I'll make sure that happens. As quickly as possible.
Definitely an interesting character to keep.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had an Endeavor doll. He was a big fan.
So he had an Endeavor doll, and now he's a grown-up working with Endeavor.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Home dynamic.
Shoto got permission to leave campus for dinner. I asked his teacher to come in and join us, but, he said no. Anyway, I bet you're super excited to celebrate your big victory over that monster, huh, Dad?
It's a bad scar. Looks painful.
You should ice that.
Congratulate him. Dad's finally trying to think about his family after all these years. Don't blow it. At least pretend that you don't hate him.
I'm standing right here.
Sorry, sis, but I'm out. I can't do this.
Wait.
Damn.
Natsuo, if you have something to say, then talk.
Oh, give me a break. That's rich coming from you. Okay then, I found out today that Shoto likes soba. I know nothing about my brother because you didn't want him to have anything to do with us failures.
Ignore them, Shoto. They live in a different world than the one I'm training you for.
For some reason, Mom and Sis are both ready to forgive you for how you treated us. But to me, you're still the maniac bastard who ruined our family. You look like you're different, but you don't act that way. You neglected us. Even if you're the #1 hero, that doesn't erase the past. Mom screams. Shoto's crying. What happened to our big brother, Toya? You may have had a change of heart, but you can't waltz in here and think we'll accept you. How disgusting can you be?
I plan to be your father now and atone for what I did.
It's too late! I'm sorry, sis. Thanks for the food.
Natsu! Come on! Well, that went terribly. Shoto started visiting Mom on a regular basis, and Dad is compromising and making an effort. Mom's even started acting more cheerful. I thought maybe we could act like a real family for once, you know? I was just looking forward to it so much, weren't you? Weren't you, Shoto?
You know, I think that was the first time I've ever seen Natsu show that much emotion.
2 days after the fight, public opinions about the #1 hero continue to...
I want your thoughts on that scene.
Okay. Did we know about another brother? An older brother who's apparently dead?
We did not.
What the fuck?
Hell of a speech from Natsu.
Yeah, that was crazy. Wow, good for him. Like, good for him for getting that out. Okay, gotta know what happened to the older brother, because that's a really critical part of this sibling dynamic that was just not in the picture for me.
So the older brother, and then also he's not forgiven him. He's just like, no, this is not done too much. It's been too long.
Yeah, he said it's been too long, but he also said, you know, you look different, but you don't act different. I'm wondering if he's saying that in reference to like the last several years or the last several days, because Endeavor's new leaf was very recently turned over. Yeah, I mean, he's completely valid and within his rights, and that makes perfect sense that he feels like that.
Evolve rapidly.
You're sure that he's okay? He was covered in blood by the end.
I can't believe he didn't arrest anyone from the League.
I thought we already caught a ton of those Nomu things. Why was he having such a hard time with one?
Despite his win,
Turn that thing off!
filled with unease.
Do you know what he's doing right now?
He's like, I want to listen to him.
Except this guy.
Okay.
I used to be a huge fan of Deadshot, but Endeavor's totally my top hero after that.
I was actually super excited to see representation for fire types.
I can't forget Look Boy's passion.
Who's Look Boy? Some new hero?
The child now known by the nickname Look Boy struck a chord with many during the fight.
Stop.
However, you must
That's
not
so
forget
funny.
that Endeavor
That's the
is not
boy I met on the street.
ranked just below the top hero assistant.
She was trying to be nice to that boy on the street.
Yeah.
Feel it.
And it turned
Wow,
out he
and it
didn't.
worked.
Thing you built up in your prime is starting
Like it
to crumble.
affected someone.
Yeah,
the top
big
hero
time.
was amazing. But that's not who's standing here. I have to agree with what Natsu said. I still can't forgive you for what you did to Mom, and that's my choice to make. As for being my father, I'll have to watch your actions to see if you earn that. Because I know something small can change a person if they want it to.
I didn't become #1 the way I wanted to. So my hero work is tainted with shame. What is my power even for?
Well, like your
Why
parenting
is it
work?
so important to be the strongest? Tell me, Endeavor. I'm sure you have a reason if you look inside yourself.
When he said that, what suddenly came to mind was one resounding thought. I must guarantee their future. If that's the job of the pro at the top, then I've failed with my own family.
I'm sure you have a reason if you look inside yourself.
When he said that, what suddenly came to mind was one resounding thought. I must guarantee their future. If that's the job of the pro at the top, then I've failed with my own family.
Oh, wow.
How can I demand forgiveness after so long?
Okay.
Dad, you haven't eaten
So he's
yet.
self-aware now.
There's self-awareness. That's impressive.
Sorry for everything. And I should have handled that conversation with Natsuo differently. Even if it is too late, I'll try to make amends. It's my only path forward.
So interesting.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts on what
Okay.
Endeavor said there?
It's really interesting hearing him talk about being a hero, like in reference to being a father, or just kind of like comparing the two at all, because he didn't care about that for so long and only cared about being a hero. So now seeing
Like heroes.
seeing him realize that being a good parent is kind of step one to being a hero, and it's a foundation that if you don't have, you can't reach your ultimate life goal professionally, because being a hero is about more than just saving people. It's about ensuring their future, which isn't just make sure that they don't die. There's a whole lot more that goes into it, which he just hasn't been addressing from both the parenting and the hero perspective.
But he's acknowledging it now.
Now he is, so that's good. And okay, the thing that I want to give props to, which I think is important, the idea that when his children or people he's wronged have a very normal response to him saying, you know, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. That was wrong. It is so normal and fine for them to say, like, okay, I literally don't give a shit. Like, and as the individual who fucked up, if you are going to own that and move forward, you have to let them do that.
After basic physical training, I worked on One for All until I was exhausted and passed out on top of my sheets.
Wow.
I had a dream. There was a beautiful woman with a fierce expression on her face next to me. Beyond her were other people I didn't recognize at first. Wait, there. I'd had a vision like this before.
Remember that?
Yeah.
But this dream was much clearer than that one. They were the vestiges of One for All.
Ah, okay.
I can't talk, but I can move my right arm. What's up with my feet? There are two more I can't make out.
One person improves the power, then hands it off to another person. It continues to grow as it's passed along. It is this cultivated power that allows me to save those who are in need of a hero. The truth behind my strength.
These are the successors of One for All. Every inheritor, 7 people, 8 including me. Every person who's ever used the quirk except its original wielder.
Stand at my side.
Except the original.
Mm-hmm.
Dear foolish little brother, why do you resist me?
Weird.
That voice, I'll never forget it. All for one. Because what you're doing is wrong. I refuse to stand by and watch as you corrupt everything around us. All for one.
Two brothers. Kind of his Deku voice.
Is he the first?
What a callous thing to say. I'm trying to
All for One and One for All are brothers?
But let me guess, tolerance is not part of your rigid sense of justice.
The world is falling apart right now. It's an utter chaos. But meta power shouldn't be used to further self-interest. You're only thinking about how you can fulfill your own desires. Neither of them have noticed me. Am I seeing the past reenacted?
Come. This man's jaw was transformed. Those wretched fangs simply won't stop growing. He's a kind-hearted man who takes care of his elderly parents. But he was persecuted, called sick and a monster. Even his parents have abandoned him. This man has no abilities. On his way home from work one evening, he was attacked by a gang of metas. His stun gun was rendered useless, and the tentacle-like hair of an assailant held him down as he was beaten.
No, don't! There's no turning back!
Please help me. Just do it.
So he's like healing people?
Transferred the quirk.
Yeah, okay.
If I'm ever in need, will you lend me your aid?
Yes, of course I will. I can go home, thank you. I'll help too. I'm forever in your debt after this gift.
Is this the world you call chaotic? It doesn't seem so to me, brother. I saw 2 people in need and helped both of them using my ability.
I'm no fool. You don't care about them. You're just adding lackeys to your collection.
I do need people I can trust and depend on. For someone so concerned with righteousness, though, why do you ignore the joy my power brings them? The concept of humanity is broken in this world. I can use my power to restore a sense of order. So which one of us is actually indulging in self-interest, would you say?
What kind of order is it if you're taking advantage of people? Do you even remember how many innocents you've toyed with before you abandoned them?
You'll lose your tongue before you insult him again.
Do try to be careful. My little brother has a weak constitution. Poor fellow. Born without any meta abilities. Without power, you can't hope to achieve anything.
Oh, the original was born without powers
You're
too.
a pitiful hypocrite.
Yep.
But I still love you. I hope you know that.
I think we already learned some of this, but
I will give you everything you want if you agree to join me. You have my word. Choice to those without power. Mercy to those who have sinned. You've stopped eating again. You're disintegrating into nothing.
Brother, I refuse to become the man you want me to be.
But you should have been there. You should have seen them fall, all of them. They let their powers go to waste, formed factions, rose against me. That's why they had to be killed. But it wasn't by my hand that they lost their lives. My multitude of adoring friends took it upon themselves to spite the wicked and act on my behalf. I couldn't be more thrilled. The suggestion of a desire in people act for me. The fantasy come to life. It's like the world from the comic we read together back when we were young.
Except you gave up and only read through Volume 3. You missed the end. The Demon King ruled that fictional land, but a hero of justice struggled against him despite the horrible odds and saved the world. Don't you know?
Oh, wow.
The villain always loses in the end.
Dreams have become reality. And reality doesn't follow stock plots.
Oh god, he's doing the same
I believe
thing.
it's time you finally bend to my cause. I'll rewrite your story as well. Because you are dear to me, brother.
Let me go!
I've found a meta power for you. Even your pathetic body can utilize it. You will join me.
Please, brother!
So he gave him
wielder, right?
a power accumulation.
Sorry, I wanted to show you more, but you're barely using 20% of the power yet.
Wow.
Be careful.
Barely
We're long
20?
past the singularity point. Don't be
It's
afraid.
a singularity point.
You are not alone.
That doesn't make me feel better.
But pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that scene?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of thoughts.
Because remember, we knew that All For One gave his little brother a power accumulation quirk. It mixed with his innate quirk, which was to pass quirks on.
Gotcha.
So he wasn't quirkless. He just had, there was no
There was just,
perceived quirk.
right. Okay.
But, yeah, more information on the backstory.
Wow.
There's no way you stand a chance against us in this exercise. Come on, Class A! Let's see who's best once and for all! Hero
All right.
Class 1B!
Any thoughts on the backstory?
It's wild knowing how many individuals have had One for All, while All for One is still, I mean, he's like pretty fucked up, but like, it's still him, you know?
Yeah.
I want to know more about, like, where were they?
It's a good question.
We don't know what that, yeah, okay.
But we knew the vestiges of One for All were there.
Yes, that was really cool. He said there were some that he couldn't see because they were far away. I feel like there's probably another reason, because
good point.
He wouldn't just walk closer.
We'll have to discuss it further. And if you enjoyed that episode of My Hero Academia, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe down below, and check out the Patreon link in the description below to see these episodes right now. But we have a lot to discuss. Before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions given to us by our incredible Patreon members. If you want to ask us questions that we answer after every episode and support us as creators, join the Patreon link in the description below and start asking. For now, let's go to question 1. Question 1. First Grade Sorcerer Day asks, we finally got answers to Season 4's post-credit scene, showing more of the scene and conversation between All For One and the First. What do you think the First meant when he said to Deku they were past the singularity point? What thoughts do you have on how this will affect Deku's quirk?
I have no idea. Like, not even an inkling.
Really?
As to what a singularity point? Like, I don't think I know what that means in general. Like, I have seen it in like science fiction shit, but like,
would you want the definition?
Yeah, what does that mean? A point at which a function takes an infinite value.
I just know black holes also referred to as a singularity.
A singularity.
But yeah, definitely something to keep in your mind about what the First said to Deku. So you have no idea, really?
I mean, the way he said it made it sound like it was a bad thing. We're past this, like there was like I can't really explain. It just seemed like the way he was saying it, that it was a bad thing in his opinion. My thought was like that there's a point in like the One for All passing down where it's like, I'm just making shit up, like not stable up into a certain point, but then once it's passed down enough, then you're past the point of singularity and then you're guaranteed that it's going to continue. I don't like that.
I mean, that's a pretty good guess.
Really?
I'll let you, yeah, that's a great guess.
Okay. Yeah, but if that were the case, then it would be a good thing to be past the point of singularity. Like then, it's like if this is the point where it goes to infinity, like, okay, this is the point in the like existence of the power when it can't be stopped, because like now it's like guaranteed infinite or whatever. But then I feel like he would have said like, hey, good news, like even worst case scenario, One for All isn't going to be ended, because don't worry, we're past the point of singularity. Like, you can take a deep breath. But that was not the vibe whatsoever. So I guess we'll see.
We're gonna have to see, but let's go to our second question. Question 2. Suraha asks, in the flashbacks that Shoto often has, we see that he has 3 siblings, and now Natsu mentioned their oldest brother, Toya. Based on what Natsuo said, what do you think happened to Toya?
Okay, am I correct in assuming that the brother who's missing was the oldest?
You said what happened to our older brother, so...
Right,
yeah.
So, okay, yeah. My guess is that Endeavor just did the exact same thing he did to the other siblings, but worse, because it was his first child and first try and firstborn and the sole focus. You know, when you have multiple kids, your psycho is distributed evenly-ish among the children. When it's just one of you, it's just too much. So it would make sense if he left, but yeah, I don't know.
Can't say much about that. Let's go to our final question.
I also think being the oldest son and seeing your father beat the shit out of your mom, like obviously it's hard for that's horrible. In terms of the way that a child would perceive that, I feel like the oldest son would take on the most personal responsibility for not preventing that.
We'll have to see. Let's go to our final question. I just can't say anything.
Yeah.
Final question. Ashton asks, how does your opinion on All For One change after seeing a glimpse into his past through Deku's dream? After seeing him gain his following by giving his subjects whatever they desire and only asking for loyalty in return, do you better understand how he was able to rise to power so easily? Why do you suppose he kept trying to recruit his brother to his cause despite his brother clearly disagreeing with his morals?
That was really interesting because at first glance, if someone wants something and it's not hurting anyone, like if that guy just wanted to not have fangs so he could not be bullied, and so for someone to give that and again from a very, very shallow first glance say oh, just you'll just owe me a favor, that seems pretty nice. In terms of the enforcement of calling in that favor, that's the part that kind of scares me, because it seems like it would be something where it's hey, I have fangs, can you fix this? He's oh yeah, totally, just do me a favor. And he says, yeah, sure, gets his face fixed. And then All For One is okay, go kill these people. And he's no, I'm not gonna do that. And then he's well, you owed me a favor and now you're not doing my favor, so something. But if that didn't happen, it was just kind of a general promise of future support, it totally makes sense that he got such a big following so quickly. I think the brother thing was, did the older brother know about the younger brother's pass it on quirk?
No.
But he did know about the compounding quirk.
He gave him that.
Right. So, okay.
He said, I found a quirk that can even work with you being all weak.
Right.
This will just let you accumulate power.
Mm-hmm.
Get stronger, that thing.
Yeah. Huh. Maybe he was seeing what the limits of compounding quirks would look like so he could test it on someone similar to him and then figure out how much power he could give himself.
Who knows?
A rough draft situation. Or maybe it's just a shitty older sibling wanting to continue to have control over their younger sibling.
Yeah, I also found it interesting, the whole comic book comparison, being you didn't read the last issue.
Yeah, that, I loved that, because that is such a frequent thing where people just only do the first part of something and think that's the whole bit. The first bit of something is not, you can't just look at the first part of something and think that you get the takeaway of the whole thing.
Yeah. Maybe that led to a skewed sense of morality.
Literally, you have to finish the whole story.
Totally. Like Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly. Like Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And the Bloodline.
Yeah, yes. Well, the Bloodline got their story finished in a way. I mean, they're not finished yet, but we'll have to see with the Bloodline and with this episode, but that's where we're left for episode 2 of season 5 of My Hero. Are we excited for episode 3?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.